Welcome to Cyberface Technologies. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to install Kali Linux on your system using virtual machine. Whether you're a cybersecurity professional, a penetration tester, or just curious about ethic working, this step-by-step guide will get you started. Let's get straight to it. So, next navigate to this official website for Kali Linux, this particular website. So, depending on what you want to use it for, or the job patterns. So, we have two options here that you can select from. So, we have this one here. This is already being made for you, like it's direct. And we also have this installation images here. So for cybersecurity purpose, I will recommend this particular one for you. So just click on this one. Then here, you scroll down. For MacBook user, you select this one. For Windows user, you select this one. But for this tutorial, I'm using Windows system. So I click on this particular option here. Then here, you click on this to download. Depend on you. We have torrent download and we have HTTP download. This particular here, this HTTP download and this torrent download. So the difference between both is that this particular one, if your download goes stuck or stopped, you can resume where it stopped. But this particular one, when it stops, you have to restart afresh. So that's the difference between both. So I'm using this HTTP. Click on this particular one. Then the download will still get started. So you can see. I'm not going to download it because I've already downloaded it. So we need to, I'm using VMware. So I click on this particular one. Download, if you are using VMware or you just want to download this, so you navigate to this website. So here, for a Windows user, you click on this option here. For Linux, maybe you want to install it in Linux, so you click on this option here. And for the Mac user, you scroll down, navigate down, then you click on this download this particular option. Virtual machine function for Mac OS. You click on this particular option. So now we have get the tools downloaded. So let's navigate to our download folder. So from our download folder, we right click on the tools here. Then we run it as an administrator. If you see pop up yes or no, click on yes. So we click on next. Then we steps next. 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 Installed. It's done. Click on finish. Now we have it here. Click on it. So our VM workstation is ready now. So we can now proceed with the installation of the Kali machine. So now let's do the VM setup. So we can either use this particular option here, create a new virtual machine, or we use navigate through the file here, then click on new virtual machine. So I'm using this option. I click on this particular option here. Then I click on custom, the advanced option, next, next. Then I check on this particular option here. Then browse to my download option, which is under download. I click on this, then next. Then next. Leave the option as Linux. Here, you select Debian. In case you're having different option here, just click on this particular option here and select the latest version of Debian. But that's what we are running. So I have the latest version here. Then next. You can rename this and you can leave it like this. In my own case, I'm going to leave it like this. Then you click next. Here, I will just change it to 2, making 4 as total processor cost. Then here you set up your memory, that is the RAM. So in my own case, I have a big RAM, which is 32 gig RAM. So I'm going to assign 8 gig for my virtual machine. I click on this option, next. Then I click next. So here is network configuration. So depend on you. If you want your system virtual machine to be used the same network with your local machine, you click on this particular use bridge networking. But in my own case, I have my network adapter, so I'm going to leave it as NAT. So I leave it as NAT, then next. Here, the best option here is this particular one. then next. You can either choose this as well. This is good, but I leave it as recommended here. Next. So you see, I'm creating a new virtual disk. Then next. So here now, I am going to assign it a gig for my virtual machine. So I leave it as split virtual disk in multiple files. So I leave it this option next. So here now, I leave it as I leave this option. Then next, I'm done. I click on finish. Then I wait for it to get started. I click on this particular option. As you can see, this is our configuration. This is the overview of our configuration. So we can now proceed by clicking on this power on the virtual machine. I click on this power on the virtual machine. So now we have many options here. I'm selecting the first one, graphical installed. Now I click on English, continue. United States, continue. This is your keyboard settings. So I choose American English, continue. So let's wait for it. Name. So let's just leave it as Scali. Continue. Domain name. So I have my own domain. You can put anything there if you don't have any domain. So cyberface technologies.com. Then next, full name, that is your account name. So let me just leave Matt. So username for your accounts. So I can use so you can use anything. So you select your password. So in my own case, let me just use roots. So we can all remember roots. Just continue with the time. Is your configuration of clock, time zone. So Eastern. So here partition disk. So here you select use entire disk. Then continue. Continue. You leave it as all files in one partition. So you click on continue. Yeah, click on continue. So you click on yes, continue. So let's select the GUI. So just select this no. Click continue. Select GDM3. Can select both, but let's select GDM3. It's your GUI. Select install Hero bootloader. We click on yes. Then we continue. Then we click on /dev/sda. Then we proceed. So now, as we can see, the installation is complete. So we continue. Now our Kali is coming up. You click on it, then see remembers. So the password is root. Enter. So now welcome to Kali. So also, if you lay assume that you just want to make some changes to the machine, of course, just click on settings here. So when you click on settings here, so you can make some changes here. But if you can remember from the beginning, of course, I make sure I configure everything. So let's assume that you just want to perform. Maybe you skip the option in the beginning when you were trying to install. So you can just come here and set everything up. So I selected NAS. You can change the network, maybe to bridge, depending on you. Change the port. Like I said, I have an adapter which is supported 3.1. So I click on 3.1. So click OK. So now, of course, here is your network icon. This is your network icon. Here, assume that you connect any network adapter or wireless network. You'll be here. So here is you can, if you click here, if you want to turn it off and put it on, of course, we have the option here. Then let's assume that you want some settings. You want to make some. You want to do some settings. Of course, this icon is for the settings. Of course, we have some settings here. Down here, you can see from here. Want to see all your app? Okay, let me close this one. Want to see all your app? Of course, you have your all your app. So then this is your terminal. This particular one, this is your terminal. So now that we get the Kali machine installed, so the last of things to do now is to drive the Kali machine to install the packages. So once you install the packages, sudo apt updates and percent sudo apt sorry upgrade. So let me just quickly explain what this command does. So just like a Windows system where you are trying to install a software, so you right click on it. When you really right click on it, you will see run as an administrator. So to run on as an administrator on terminal, you use sudo. That's power user. For power user, you usually do. And then apt, which is a package. That is, you want to update the package. Also, at the same time, this ampersand mean that we are running the same two different command at the same time. So sudo as well as apt. Then this minus y should tell your terminal that instead of you to ask to be manually input to click yes, of course, automatically it will run because of this command. This minus y, then full upgrade. You want to do the full upgrade. Then you click enter. So you're requesting for password. Of course, as you can still remember, I use root as my password. Yeah. So let's wait for it. So we are done with the update. We have all the tools available now. All these two needed, we have them available now, as we can see. Congratulations, you now have Kali Linux fully installed on your virtual machine. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more cybersecurity and ethical hacking content. Drop a comment if you have any questions. See you in the next video.